this episode of Mighty Car Mods, we are continuing the EFI conversion on Mighty's mad RX7. Mighty Car Mods.
Welcome to another episode of Mighty No Rods. We're working on my mad Series 2 RX7.
Nachos.
Doritos.
Yeah.
Because they look like triangles.
Yes.
And the engine looks like a triangle.
I know, but a burrito is in the same family as a Dorito.
We're working on burritos. What are we talking about? Anyway, last episode we managed to get the intake manifold and carby off with a bit of a battle. We worked out there's coolant running through it. We learned a whole lot of rotary things, and this car is continuing to surprise us.
Was everybody with a rotary just going, there's coolant in there?
Of course, because people have been modifying these things since the day dot. So there's people with like 40 years experience of working on these things.
We've never done it
just
before.
Like,
Bear
you
with
dickheads.
us.
But that's fine. We're working on it. We're learning.
dickheads.
So this episode, we are going to actually try and install this fancy new fuel tank and
This
see
is
if we can get that
exciting,
in.
the new tank, because the new tank is the key
It is.
to having a pressurised system that lets us actually run the pressure that we need for the EFI.
Yeah, it unlocks it and makes it nice and clean and tidy and gets rid of a 40-year-old tank full of grot. The original low-pressure fuel system parts are being relegated to the smelly purity box. Bye! Including this fuel pressure regulator. Then I can start preparing the new tank with some -6 to 8mm fuel line fittings. Fuel pumps can draw a lot of current, so I'm running some new twin-core wiring which will run directly from the Haltech relay box, which will be added soon. I'm also going to glue a cover over the positive terminal to make sure it doesn't contact the chassis of the car once it's installed. Then the fuel tank filler vent line can go on and it's ready to put in the car.
So the new fuel tank for the RX7 is all prepped and looking excellent. Now the old tank was held in with these straps. The new one actually has a kind of a different mounting system that's attached directly to the tank that should, hopefully, mount to the exact same mounting positions that these were, using the same bolts.
It's an RX7, so it's going to need a fair bit of petrol, which this tank should do a good job in supplying. So I put the filler on, the silicon joiner. Now all we got to do is put the tank up and slot it in. I don't know how much access we have to the top here, so I've sort of done everything in advance that can just dangle off the top. That way, if we can't get to anything up here, it's all just hanging out the front.
Cool.
So
let's do it, man.
Put him in.
I hope this fits.
Where'd our light go?
It would actually be good. You want some light on your side?
Yeah.
It's over near your balls.
The tank doesn't fit the car, not even close. Hard to tell with it outside the car, but it just doesn't fit. There's a spare wheel well in the way, and the filler is in the wrong spot, and the hoses, the hoses might work, but even the sender for the, in hindsight, for the fuel level looks wrong too.
Have we got a problem, Martin?
I don't know, maybe. The aftermarket one, like it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit at all.
Okay.
It doesn't. It looks like it's going to line up with the mounts where these straps used to go, but then it just doesn't fit.
But it is made. It is made for this car.
It's definitely made for this car, and I checked. It's an RX7 tank, and they've been installed in heaps of RX7s. So we're just doing something wrong, and I can't work out what it is, because the mounts where these straps go, they line up, and this filler's in the right spot, and the aftermarket filler's in the right spot. The lines are all fine. But it just
under
won't
the
go.
car, the measurements between these is correct, because
Yeah,
I measured them myself.
Length and width is fine, but it can only be that.
I was in the actual height of it.
Yeah.
They're also a slightly different shape though.
Yeah.
Like that one is kind of square, and this one is kind of
Do you know what I reckon?
not.
There's our problem. That tank is made to fit a spare wheel. And I reckon the whole wheel well thing has to come out.
No.
Yeah, I reckon it does.
Dude,
and I reckon
there's no way.
There was no instructions with the tank, but I'm certain.
Can you imagine the purists? If you're just like, you can change your fuel tank, but you have to unseam weld
Yeah,
back of your car.
Gen 1 Mazda RX7 fuel tank and in-tank pump combo.
Oh, you've got some instructions at last.
85, no, it's just the stuff. 85 litre capacity, eliminates noise and fuel fumes. Application 79 to 85 RX7, we're 82.
Correct.
Single pump set up for 250 horsepower, fine.
What?
Requires removal of the spare wheel well. Oh, shit.
Right.
I mean, it makes sense because it's a big giant box.
Oh.
I never used spare tyres, so I'm good with it. Is the purity police fine with it? I don't know if we can fit the spare wheel well in the purity tub.
Oh.
Maybe we need to take out your shit. It is possible to run your factory fuel tank and use external pumps and a whole bunch of other bitsy stuff, but I've got this mad fuel tank here, and I really like to use it to solve a bunch of other potential issues, including noise and rust and whatever else. So I'm just investigating what we can do about that. There's a good chance that this, well, it's not a good chance, it's going to have to come out the spare wheel well to make it work. And we're going to maintain the purity, we're going to do it in the most careful and precise manner that we can. There's a bunch of spot welds there. We're going to drill them out, and then the thing is just urethane into place. So get that away from my car.
Just, can you get over there? Just go and pick up your screwdriver quickly.
Yeah, sure. I'll just go grab it, man. 1 sec.
Okay, turn that off, please.
Yeah, cool. That's going to work.
Because of the purity and respect I have for Marty's RX7, I'm not going to use the reciprosaw, but I am going to use a brand new 1 Plus HP Ryobi brushless drill. Look at that, Martin.
Oh, that's
all
mad.
new, all nice, all... Woo!
It's got some go.
Now I will help you do this in the most pure way possible, Martin.
It's worth getting some of these spot weld drill bits. It's actually a bit of a feel thing. They've got a tiny little point on them, and as you saw me bashing a little sort of pilot hole or a pilot dent, you drop the little drill bit into it, and then you press, and you don't have to drill the whole way through. You'll sort of feel the top sheet just go dunk and give,
yeah.
And the second it pops, you're out of it. So it's actually quick. I've already done like 5 or 6 of them now, so you don't have to sit there and drill the whole way through and overheat the bit. So I've bashed as many as I can find. They're a little bit hard to see on this old car,
Yep.
but we're going to drill them out, get rid of the spare wheel well, and then we'll have a fuel tank that works.
Hopefully.
We hope. Oh yeah, dude. How's the progress? Do you want me to do it?
No.
What are you doing? Why do you have a
Getting
stool?
a chair.
Why? Oh. Oh, it wants to go, dude. Look at it. Look how much it's moving. If you're all about the pure RX7s, maybe now's the time to close your eyes. Whoa. Woo! Well done, man. You did an excellent job.
So did you, Martin.
That's I'm pretty happy with that. Because the actual car itself, with the exception of some shit with a hammer down, is actually been pretty well saved. Cool, so just get this out.
Do
Make up a
people
panel.
legit get angry about this? Like, we're making the car better, I'm just checking. Are people legit going to be angry that that's not in there anymore?
Only because of the time. If we were 15 years ago, dude, you get this for $300 from a wrecker,
Yes.
and you do whatever you want. You, like people are racing these in, 24-hour lemons and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want to them. It's only that, it's a good one and you should preserve it. It's got 300,000 Ks on it. It's already been painted.
Yes.
It's not the purest of pure, and it's not a museum piece. And most importantly, mate, it's our car and we should do what we want.
That's right, Martin.
To make it better and make it more fun to drive, because there's nothing worse than a car just sitting there doing absolutely nothing, in my opinion.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it should be a crime to do the thing that you want to do to your own car.
But also, we're not making it worse. That's the other thing. Okay, so you don't have a spare tyre well, which I don't know if I'd ever use it anyway. Just put a spare tyre if you need a spare tyre.
Yeah.
And in return, you get EFI, brand new tank, no crap in the tank, starts and runs every time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I know we keep talking about it, but it's fair enough because, you know, people are more activated by that than they have been in the past. So
That's true.
it's important, and I don't want to ruin a car. Ruin it. It won't be ruined because it'll be driven more and it'll work better. In my case, that's not ruined. So the main reason you would not cut out your fuel tank, purity aside, is that now I'm under here, I can see up into the boot, and up under the boot, I found a whole another big chunk of rust that's been bogged in fiberglass. Like, it looks pretty bad, actually. So that will be a problem for Ron, but it doesn't affect my fuel tank install, which is actually going quite well. There has been some exciting rotary developments overnight in the shape of a pizza. And I'm not talking about a pizza that you eat with your face. I'm talking about the shape of a pizza that your car eats with a welder.
In other very, very exciting news, Marty and I have worn the same clothes today,
Oh, we did too.
which is a bit funny, isn't it?
Didn't even coordinate.
There you go.
Dude, you can't go past black shoes.
Hold on, I've just got to make my hat and my glasses the same as yours.
Where are my glasses?
They're on your hat, like a full bogan. There we go. How you going?
Wait, a bogan with a rotary?
Yeah.
Oh. Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
Martin, one of your mates made you a pizza.
Absolute legend.
This pizza is going directly into this spot from where we removed the wheel well yesterday. And now Martin is going to get under the car and go zot, zot, zot. And then I am going to go splat, splat, splat. And then that there is going to be in, and we will be able to finally install the fuel tank.
The fuel tank that requires minor modifications to install. Luckily, Mazda made this opening a perfect circle for us. 670 millimeters in diameter.
I mean, it's not really lucky. It's a circle because it's made to carry the spare
circular tyre, which is also a circle. I didn't really think that through. Yeah, so we're just going to whiz it back on the whizzer, whiz our pizza back on the whizzer, and then weld it in, and then seal it, and basically do exactly what he said. Let's go.
Yeah, all right, let's do it. Very efficient, yeah. All right, that is all done. Now we can stick it in the car.
Cool, so we have prepared our pizza piece. Now I'm spraying some weld-through primer, and the awesome thing about this is we're going to sandwich this to the original part of the car. You're going to have two exposed metal edges. Now if you just leave that, unless you're going to be able to weld the whole thing and perfectly seal it up, there's a good chance that you'll have rust developing. So this weld-through primer means you can spray it and sort of seal that, but then when you put it in the car and sandwich it together and weld it, it still has some sort of protection on there. So this stuff is a winner.
While Marty's busy destroying the purity at the back of the car, I'm going to start bolting on our mad new intake manifold. One of the studs has a munted thread, so I'm going to clean it up with a dye. So I don't accidentally get any metal bits inside the engine while I'm doing it, I'm going to mask up the intake ports. Now it's just a matter of winding the dye onto the stud. Sometimes the thread can be too far gone to fix, and then you're better off installing a whole new stud. But this one should be good to go with a quick fix.
I'm cleaning up some of my Instagram perfect welds with a grinder before cleaning the whole lot, sealing it and spraying it with some black underbody paint. I'm using seam sealer on the joins, which is made way easier with a Ryobi caulking gun. If you're a total boss, you won't need to spread it with your finger, but being that this is going to be buried under sound deadening and carpet, I want to make sure it's waterproof more than a work of art. After a little drying time, we can try and fit the tank again. And this time, with no spare wheel well in the way, it should bolt straight into place.
The purity has been mostly retained. And now, I'll get under it, Martin. I'll take the weight of it, and you align it and stick a few bolts in it that I now can't reach, but I'm getting with my foot. Yes! Yes! There we go. There we go, there it is. Get my knee up there. Oh. Yeah, dude, this lines up. This is it, Martin. It's like you're placing the crown on its head or something.
The moment.
Right. I'll put those two gaskets
Getting
on
mad
there.
like old school hot rod computer game vibes where it's like you upgrade to injection and it like changes the little stack thing and takes the carby away, except it took us, days of time. Not just a little click.
You got a couple of bolts over there, mate?
I do. 1, 2.
Thank you very much.
That looks really neat, man. I'm very happy with that.
It's so exciting. Far out.
You may notice there's a few things not connected yet. That's mostly to do with the engine management system, which I don't have yet. I've put in an order for a bunch of stuff which is now on its way. Computer, wiring, fuse box, relays to run the thermofan, sensors that have to come from interstate to work with that radiator, a few other bits and pieces, which will be on the next time you see the RX7.
Yep.
Might be in a few episodes' time, but we're gonna get it done. It's gonna be so good. And then put it on the dyno. Because I actually don't know what power it made with carbine. I don't expect it to be much different, but I expect the drivability to be much improved. And if I don't break down on the highway on the way home from the dyno, then I consider that a win.
You're ahead. Yeah. A couple little surprises along the way just because of, the unfamiliarity of this platform, like having to, unseam weld the rear of the car to fit a tank in. But that's a great upgrade. Looks really nice.
The pizza totally fixed that as well.
And look at that. That looks, we got to tighten that up, plumb some stuff in, but that looks really good.
Stoked.
Very
great. Happy. That's basically what it's going to look like. Different distributor as well, which is something else I have to do that's a bit rotary specific. New thermofan that can be ECU controlled, so we don't have the taxi sounding, bus noise that is associated. So we should hear the sweet, pure rotary sounds. And I've thoroughly enjoyed, learning new rotary things.
Awesome.
Very
well
good.
done, Martin. While we're waiting on some things, I'm pulling in a project car next episode, which while we removed some engine from this car,
some engine parts,
we will be removing the entire engine for an engine swap in my car.
Best.
That you will be seeing next time. Of course, if you want to support the show, you can get one of these hoodies.
Matching.
We're modelling today.
You could buy 2 and get one for your mate, then walk around together. Mine's got welding holes in it now. Yeah,
mine just stinks. But yours won't, because yours will be brand new. You can get them from mightycarmods.com. Thank you very much. It's time for, I was going to say a snack pack, but...
No, I can't do another one of them.
Not another
I'm
one.
still churning from the last one.
We'll get another one soon.
We drop this down, we'll push it out, we'll bring your thing in next time.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. See you next time
Bye.
on Mighty Car Mods.
Mad scooter.